Okay, tell us if we're live. Are we here? Hello, hello. I don't see us. Oh, is that us? I don't see us. Oh.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
I don't see us. Oh.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
I don't see us. Oh.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
I don't see us. Oh.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
I don't see us. Oh. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
I don't see us. Oh. Okay, all right.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
Everybody see us. Okay, all right.
Oh, I was going to put on my cloak.
Everybody see us. Okay, all right.
Oh, I was going to put on my remix.
See us. Okay, all right.
Oh, I was going to put on my remix.
Something's happening.
Oh my goodness. Like a remix.
Hi, everybody on Mouse.
Like a remix.
Hi, everybody on Mouse.
Like a remix.
Hi, everybody on Mouse.
Like a remix.
Hi, everybody on Mouse. That starts our show. That starts our locker stool. This is what starts our locker stool. This is what starts our locker stool. Can I tell you what starts our locker stool? Can I tell you what starts our locker stool? Welcome to this very serious relationship podcast. To this very serious relationship podcast. To this very serious relationship podcast. Not going to make you laugh. Really quick. Not going to make you laugh. Your mic. 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 Not going to make you laugh. Call Josh again. Call Josh again. Call Josh again. Call Josh again. That loop just happened to put that loop just happened to unplug and unplug the mic. Is that any better? Can anyone hear us now? Probably not. Oh, is that good?
Mute your mic speakers really quick.
Okay, good. Sorry, guys. Hey, everybody. We'll try this again. Restart.
Yay!
Rewind. I'm Mouse. I'm Joelle. I'm the mom one down in San Diego.
I'm Weens, and I'm also in San Diego right now. I'm normally up in LA in the film business, but we're here instead. Yep. I just fell off a chair. I hope no one saw that. Do you think? Okay.
I think you did it gracefully. You just fell backwards. She's wearing a fur coat.
This is this is the fur coat that is in my sister's closet. It sometimes gets chilly back here in our recording room. She also has a Larry King trench coat.
I know, Larry King. See, here's the trench coat. This is what normally comes out when we're recording and it's cold. And he passed away today. So I've worn that with glasses on, and I got called Larry King. So. Aww. But here we are.
This is great. Okay, so what's happening? Let's talk about stuff.
I know.
All right, so you want to tell me, I guess, mental health. How are you doing in these COVID days? You're pretty okay.
I'm doing okay. I'm really busy. I have 3 kids, so they keep me running around, and I don't know. Life is business as usual, kind of. I guess it means I'm an introvert.
Oh, no!
What?
Sorry to cut you off. Phil Rude just saw me drop out of the...
He came in.
Shit, it was on.
He came in right when you fell.
Oh, no! Phil, don't hold it against me.
Aww.
Oh, it happens all the time.
It's okay. She's our slapstick comedy part of the family.
That was so not planned. I even came in. I'm going to wear your graceful coat. I wanted to look like sort of like Lady Gaga. I put on, because I have this, and I was going to be really graceful, and I said I might even carry myself like this and go, oh, interesting question. And you know what happened? Doesn't work, ever.
Oh, my God.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just, we were talking about COVID, and we're glad you guys are here, too, because being introverted has its benefits, I've realized. Like, you can really hunker down and get stuff done and have fun with friends and Zoom and stuff like this. I don't know if we would have ever figured out how to do this. So
This is
good.
so cool. And then we've got our good pals at Victims and Villains.
I know. It
I
was
love
fun.
this.
We were able to do an episode with them. So thank you, Josh, for hosting. If you want to go back to their catalog, look up the movie Rebecca. And we did a review of that with them, which was really fun. And it's good to be part of the podcast community. I have to say, this is like the best, I don't know, hobby, job, whatever we want to call it, to have during COVID, because it's very busy. It's very busy.
My sister's been very stressed out. Now, she has a nice life. She's been doing okay in this COVID time. But she's been very stressed about all this podcasting. Now, you guys, it's a serious work, huh?
It's a lot. You know, I've turned into an audiophile. I've noticed like good sound versus bad sound. And I want to make it good now. Like before we would just throw a phone out and record. And now like I take time. I've learned how to edit and all that. And you're busy with school, so you aren't doing as much editing anymore. So a little more is falling on the mouse's lap. It's okay. It's okay. I like it. It's pushing me to balance family and podcasting. So it's good. I don't know. I'm doing okay, but yeah, I do wonder if I should hire an editor here and there, if I should get someone to do social media. I'm trying to talk my 16-year-old into getting interested in this, but he thinks that mom is a big dork. I don't know why he says that.
Apparently it runs in the family.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
it's so
I
great.
love it. Look at Lady Green Thumbs. Boss. Look at that. I could barely read. Oh my God.
I know. Should we get out our glasses? I have extra reading glasses in here too.
Those don't work for me.
You guys are all so young. All you little twitchy kids out there.
But they know Pink Floyd because I saw something about Pink Floyd. So you guys are cool.
That's
young.
right. There we go.
So
These
there
even
you go.
help.
How's my mental health, you ask?
Yes. I was
Not as
getting
good.
there. I was getting there. Tell me about COVID times for you. How's your mental health?
I think it's starting to slip, folks. It's officially
Really?
starting to go south.
Now explain your situation for those that don't know us. You're up in LA.
I'm up in LA, but I live by myself.
She's
Come
my
and
little
visit
sister.
if you want. It's been kind of lonely lately. No, it's so COVID-y where we are, so much. So everybody's super locked down, and they're telling you not to do anything. So even my morning hikes with my few friends, even though we're all safe, they're telling us just stay home. I'm trying to do the right thing, but then you start to go a little wacky.
Yeah.
My cat can only talk so long until her voice gets hoarse. She's got a whiskey voice. She meows and goes, wow. And it sounds like Betty Davis. Yeah, she's got a little bit of that. So yeah, I mean, at some point, I don't know if anyone else out there lives by themselves and is in super lockdown right now, but I don't know. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, though. This is the nice thing.
Vaccines are starting to roll out. We are somewhere in the line to get them, being somewhat related to the healthcare field. I used mouthwash. Can you tell? Is it okay?
She has a rotting tooth.
Stop it. It's not. I just went to the dentist and it
smells
wasn't
good.
rotting.
It smells good.
So hopefully once the vaccines start getting into people, then we can start opening things up, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, Phil
that's the
says he
hope.
couldn't hike at the beginning of COVID. See, it takes away to not be able to go into nature. I think
know.
that is the biggest cure.
I do think so
Nature.
too. I rhyme when I have time. Yeah, my kids, I think, are really suffering from not having exercise or PE or going out as much and seeing friends. I mean, they really have leaned into this whole video game world hardcore and TV and movies, and they're turning white. They're getting pasty and basement trolley. No offense to any basement trolls out there, but as a mom, it's kind of like, and I have to force my kids to go outside and get sunshine, vitamin D.
Do you guys relate to that, the vitamin D? Because I went and I stuck my face in the sun and I said, oh, it really does lift the spirits for 10 minutes of that. But then you think about the SADs up in really snowy areas right now in Seattle, Washington, right?
I wonder how
suicide rates.
sales of those light therapy things are going right now.
High
People get a
or
lot of that.
spectrum, ultra spectrum lights, I think.
Yeah.
Erect. Let's
Oh.
sit erect.
Sorry. It's always an awkward word to throw out there so quickly.
Yeah. Okay. I want to read some of these too. So, indeed, a lot of work. Oh, yeah. So you guys relate to that.
Yeah. It's, I think, going to be great. The schools are starting to open up here in San Diego in a couple weeks, and the kids go back. And at first I was like, let's just wait it out. Let's stay at home, be virtual. But now I'm kind of seeing how introverted my kids are turning in, like not having interest in anything anymore. You know, my soccer kid.
I relate to that, yeah.
My soccer kid used to be all about, you know, his buddies and soccer and going out and running around. And now he's just like on the couch with
Human beings need interaction. I thought I was way more of an introvert than I actually am because I said, I have all this free time. I'm going to write all these songs and I'm going to finally finish some of my projects. And then I realized it's just too much alone time. You need people, I think, to feed off the energy. It's very nice to be here with you right now and with you right now. She has amazing breath. You guys would have no idea how beautiful it is.
Well, so part of the reason we did this podcast is to provide that feeling of friendship for people. We want to just be able to like talk and be in your ears. That's kind of why I got into podcasting, because when I was a new mom and I didn't know anybody in this town, I found podcasts and I really got interested in people's life stories, and they almost became like my friends in a weird way. Mm-hmm. And I love that feeling of connection, even if it's audio. But so I like that at least with the podcast, we can kind of provide that for you. Hey, and call us, guys. We have a phone number too.
Oh, yeah.
And you can leave voicemails.
We have no idea what
we
the
might
number
even pick
is,
it up. It actually rings on my phone.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you want the phone number? Should we type it in here?
Sure. Here. Type it in the chat, and then our good friends. So you guys.
206.
Oh, I love this.
46.
We're friends in your ears. She
do?
says, thank you. We love you guys. Thanks for being
true.
here.
We really do want to be a resource for people. So if anyone does want to ever reach out to us and just have a friend to talk to, we would love that.
You know what's interesting? I just read a little bit. Can I talk about suicide? Ugh, Sorry, guys. But I read a little, and it was Japan at the start of COVID, just wondering, because someone had posted a statistic that it's 200% up.
Wow.
Suicide rates. But I don't think that's, it seemed to be a lot of inconclusive evidence, except Japan had a 14% decline in suicide rates at the beginning of the pandemic from like March and 4 months in. And then during the second wave that hit Japan, it was up by 16% or 34%. I'm sorry. It's something higher during the second wave. And I think they said initially people were happy to not be working as much. There was not, as they related it to like no bullying in school. And second wave, people were emotionally exhausted. And I feel like I just talked to my therapist the other day. I said, what is the general state of everybody that you're talking to? Because she sees her business is, you know, many therapists right now are totally overwhelmed by how many people are needing them. And she said that the general state is just people are starting to get a little, even with a little shred of hope with a lot of people who have are excited about Biden, et cetera. There's a little shred of hope. But yeah, just the fatigue is major right now.
Yeah. That's
and
hard.
you're a little more of a chipper person in general.
I'm sorry.
I tend to ride the line.
Yeah.
So I'm dipping too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've talked about this a bit, that you've had a little bit of the ups and downs, and who knows if it's anything with a diagnosis, but it's big ups and downs, and maybe more so now. So I wish I had a little more moodiness. It seems kind of
See, they're saying,
artsy.
look, everyone's saying exhausted.
Yeah.
So yes.
We're all feeling it, definitely.
It's just been too long. We have nothing to compare this to, right?
Yeah, I guess not.
In the history of our lives, what do we have that has been so bizarre? I mean, there's been other things in weird, various.
I know. I'm thinking back to, so I was born, I'll speak for myself, 1972. And she's getting rid of the fur, folks.
I've got a bear hugging my shoulders.
And going through the scare of the Russians, right? The whole USSR.
Were you scared of that?
Yeah, we talked about bomb shelters. We talked about what if there was nuclear war? Where would we go? You know, there was a bit of it. And I think our parents sheltered us from it. So it wasn't like...
We got sheltered a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think so. bomb sheltered. And we did
I'm gonna fall off my chair again.
But I don't know. And then it kind of went away. And
We did that.
so it's not been another thing.
Under your desk, if you got hit, what are you gonna do under your desk if you get hit by a nuke?
Right, yeah. I think we were going to go to the underground parking lot where there's lots of cement blocks. That was the big plan. But Reagan saved us. All I remember is
Reagan. Don't get me started.
what was the Dire Straits video with the Reagan puppet head?
Oh.
Phil
Anyone?
Rude.
Phil Rude, if
I
you're
know
still
he'll
there.
know some Dire Straits. Oh, you guys, we just interviewed
Steve Ferroni.
the drummer for... He was in Dire Straits, or drummed with Dire Straits. He was the Duran Duran drummer for a couple albums. He did. He was in the Heartbreakers. He was a Heartbreaker for 22 years. So we
Look at Phil's comment. All the lead paint in the schools would keep us safe.
Genesis, Land of
okay.
Confusion. Yeah, that was the Reagan weird head. That was fascinating when I was younger.
Really?
Just strange. Yeah, I think their mouths open too big. Whenever you see a puppet who's like distended jaw, it's always like kind of odd,
Like
right?
Saw, yeah.
But anyway, what was my point? Where was I going with this?
I don't know. Steve Ferroni.
Oh yeah,
You like
Steve
him.
Ferroni.
Yeah.
So we're at the final stages of editing that, and we'll get that episode out hopefully tomorrow. I think so. So
This is my sister's question, by the way. Can I just tell you that I researched and I wrote a lot of questions and then I shared them with you. And one of your questions, which was not a question, was your name rhymes with beefaroni. I was like, what is it?
Well, here was the thing. I was on the phone with my husband and I said, yeah, we're interviewing Steve Ferroni. And he was like, what? I go, we're interviewing Steve Ferroni. And he goes, you're interviewing beefaroni?
Oh, that's what
That's
it was.
where it came from.
Okay, well, there's a backstory, folks.
So then it gave me a hankering for beefaroni.
You should work for Rolling Stone.
So I went to Albertsons and I bought some beefaroni cans. So now if you see beefaroni,
Oh, that's what. Okay, I saw it in there. I
I
didn't
got
know.
inspired. I remembered all the like Chef Boyardee raviolis.
She buys beefaroni.
Do you guys like that? The
No.
sweet sauce.
No one likes it. It tastes like... Okay, just kidding. You might like it.
Okay.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
So,
Piece of corn syrup and a tomato squashed.
but we did not bring up the beefaroni to Steve.
No, good.
He's
I'm very glad
a
about
little
that.
above. He played with 2 of the 4 Beatles on one stage. How's that for pretty legendary? And
That's
Eric
amazing.
Clapton. I'm gonna keep going with this. I should
I'm
work
just
for
like,
Rolling
you should
Stone.
work for Rolling Stone. You really should. You really should. And yes, he was an incredible drummer.
Yes, he was on stage with Eric Clapton at the Unplugged MTV album filming.
With the
recording.
Tears from Heaven, right?
Tears from Heaven. That was the big.
Where his
Remember
son
that?
fell. I didn't realize he. Oh my God! Let's not go
I know.
there.
I
That's
can't.
too sad.
That's the stuff that keeps me up at night. You know what I want to do? I want to see if this will work, you guys. I'm gonna try something. Bear with us, Weens. Maybe you can fill us in with a little
Story.
stream of consciousness story. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to bring up our live streaming.
Hither and thither. We
Wrestling.
walk together.
Wrestling. We're gonna look. For
Oh yeah, we're gonna look for. We're doing. Does anyone else know about this? You guys are probably part of it. It's an all-female podcasters wrestling match.
That's
Where
right.
our good friend
Skipper Bob of Cretan's Guild.
did our avatar of Cretan's Guild.
Yes.
There they are. They're watching it right now. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Is
so-
there a way to show the
I'm
people
gonna try
that are here?
to do this. You guys, today was a massive learning experience for me to figure out how to do Skype. So let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna.
Oh, this is once again incredible. Okay, so let's
I know.
do
All right,
Cretan's
so,
Guild. These guys are cool.
yeah, so Cretan's Guild, they are with us. They're another podcast, and they are part of the
Podfix Network.
Podfix Network. They do lots of video gaming. They love Disneyland, Disney stuff, and they're cool.
Who doesn't love
guys.
Disneyland?
I know.
Does
and
anyone
wrestling.
not like Disney? I mean, I get it. Some people are like, oh, they're corporate Disney,
Hey,
but secretly,
did I
Hey,
do
you
it?
did-
Can
did
you
you
guys
do
see
it?
I think so. All right, so this might be hard to see. Hey, I'm in there right now.
you
Okay.
are
Yes.
Joelle.
All right, I'm gonna bring this.
That's
up.
the mouse. And you know what? Skipper Bob, who's on the bottom left, he was really excited about your suit. He really liked it.
All right, so ooh, I'm getting really beat up.
Oh, Joe.
I'm in the yellow and the black.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Where am I? How come I'm not helping you?
Yeah, let's see. You have blue hair somewhere. Okay, come on, Joelle, get up. Mouse. Oh, I just got smacked in the face.
Oh, no.
So these are all podcasters, you guys. These are other female podcasters, and I think some gamers and stuff like that. And it's just kind of this huge throw everybody in the ring and see who comes out on top. It's a championship. And I wish I could hear them.
Oh, you just stepped on someone's face.
Yeah, this is not
I
good.
remember this
Oh.
because one time my sister, this is what happened.
Oh, no.
You were doing homework with your friend, and I wanted to come in and play my Operation Ivy album. Do you guys remember that band at all? Anybody?
Op Ivy, they turned into Rancid, right? They were
The guitarist,
offshoots,
Tim
yeah.
Armstrong. Yeah. And then
peek up over
my
this.
sister did not want me to play any music and punched me in the nose and pushed me out of the house and locked the door, and my nose was bleeding. She is abusive,
sorry.
ladies and gentlemen.
sorry.
Abusive.
It was a time in life when I was just very frustrated with
Me?
you going through your 13-year-oldness, and you thought that
Punch me in the nose direct.
I know. Well,
I've never had such
I'm
things
sorry.
happen.
I'm very sorry. I don't know. I think we have a little bit of a lag here, so I don't know what we're seeing live or not.
Well, why don't
but-
you see if there's any comments that say, bring on the wrestling. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, here we are.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
Okay, I'm hanging out on the ropes here. I don't know. You know what, Weens? I had a funny memory the other day. Do you remember when we were looking at the San Diego Women's Football League that had just started?
No.
And we decided, oh, I just knocked someone out of the ring.
Yeah, do
Go.
it.
Go.
Don't get her
Look at
pumped
that.
up. She'll punch your nose.
Pull out your hair. I'm really sorry about that.
Thank you.
We've gone through this like 3 or 4 times, and I think I've apologized each time. Maybe not.
Let's shake it
Oh,
up.
oh, we're shaking, guys. Shaking. All right, thank you. We were going to try out for women's football. You don't
Oh, we
remember?
were?
Driving down by San Diego State, and we went to the field. Uh-oh, where am I? I fell out of the ring.
Oh, sister.
Does that mean I'm out, or can I climb back in?
I don't know.
Oh, wrestlers.
Oh, this is it.
Right
Can
in.
anyone see this? I wonder.
Yeah. This is what they're seeing.
It's on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just milling around in my yellow suit. Oh, how sad. I put
Yeah.
on my high boots for you guys and everything.
She really got excited about her. Let's talk about your stiletto heel.
Well,
you
I
were
wanted to
so
talk about football
excited to
first.
dress up. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
I just wanted to say that we went down to the field and we had our timing off and we missed the tryouts.
Oh, this is
And-
like our Survivor.
Yeah, and all the sleds were still laid out on the field, and they had equipment out, but everybody was gone. And so we did a big U-turn in the parking lot, and we drove off. And our lives could have been so different. What if we had tried out for women? We were going to do it. We were all geared up and everything.
How old were we? I don't remember this.
This was
How
during
do
the
we not remember these major memories?
I know. This was during the Nurkern days. So
Okay.
yeah.
This is also where my sister made us do a tape about how we wanted to be on the show Survivor.
Yes.
And she peeled out in her Jeep and did.
I was in a black Jeep Wrangler, soft top, and we worked at this biotech company that had a big gravel field. And we had to show how cool we were and how adventurous we were and that we could do it on Survivor. And they had never had sisters before. So that was our angle. So we were these superstar sisters doing all these dumb stunts. We were climbing trees and jumping over fences.
Ridiculous.
And then I tried to do like a donut in the parking lot with my Jeep. And I just looked like a dorky mom driving around in a circle. I didn't know how to do it. How do you do donuts, you guys?
You know, I almost signed up recently, but I've decided not to. But on the last hit show, The Rookie, there was the stunt coordinator. He gave me a tip on the best school to learn how to do stunt driving. And I looked into it. His name was Rick Siemens Driving School.
Oh, right. I remember
And,
this. You've talked about this on past episodes.
Oh, it was so exciting looking because you learned how to drive backwards at high speed. The FBI like trains you guys to put on certain, they're called sliders. So you know how to squeal and chase after someone, and you learn how to go with the slide.
Oh, okay.
And so you got to do high speed. It
I
still
could see you
sounds
totally
so fun.
doing that.
It would be fun. I don't know if you don't want to kill yourself by car at this point.
Yeah, you could.
You've
still
made
drive.
it this far. If we make it through all this.
I would worry. I mean, you would be like another child that I worry about This is the thing about turning into a mom. You just worry 24/7. And
But you also have dreams about me showing weird videos to your kids or something. You wake up in no, what is that about? Let's talk about that.
okay, all right. If I could be diagnosed with a mental illness, it would probably be anxiety disorder, right? Would you say? I'm bordering on anxious, but I kind of keep it at bay until I go to sleep, and that's when my thoughts start racing. And it's just like, what am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to deal with this? And then guilt, like, oh, I should have played with my kids more, and I let them watch too much TV. And then I go to bed, and then my dreams kind of manifest with that too, because it turns into monsters are getting them, or I leave the baby seat on top of the car and I drive off and I forget about them. Or lately it's been that Julianne over here is going, yeah, here, try these cigarettes. No big deal. And everything is
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
That is some deep-seated stuff. Let's talk about her mental illness right now.
Oh my
because
gosh. Okay, look, we have a round one winner. It was the girl with the great abs.
Oh,
who
nice.
I believe is from a Disney podcast.
Really?
I looked at everybody. If you guys, if you want to see this off to the side or whatever, go to the Cretans Guild YouTube channel, and there's a hype video, and you can watch the hype video, and it shows you which wrestler is from which podcast. So, yeah, just
That's so cool.
go figure that out too. Let's see.
Look, you're so cute. I love this. Try these cigarettes, Phil Rude. See?
Yeah. Let's talk about cigarettes. Have you ever smoked before? Have we ever talked about this?
Is our mother listening? Guys, now I'm the blue-haired one in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
with
Look at
white lips.
Look at the big letter E on the
I also
wrestling thing.
put
That's
white
Julianne.
white streaks down my face.
Yeah.
If you could see, I wanted to be exotic. Anyone see white streaks? No one could see it. I can't see it.
Well, you got to zoom way in here. Maybe.
Can
I
you see it? Will you
zoom
look
in.
close? Okay, but
Wait, you put white streaks on right now?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I kind of can see
it's
it.
like war paint but white. Hey, I don't smoke cigarettes, and oh, look at Paul Chomo came on. Look at this. We got the whole crew.
All right. Oh, something's happening here. We don't hear the audio, but okay, round 2. I think this is your round, Weens. I saw the blue hair coming
Oh,
in.
am I in?
Yeah, I think you're in.
Maybe
This is
I'll
so
put
exciting.
cigarettes out on people.
All right, tell me about cigarettes. No, I don't mean to dream these
No,
bad things
do
about
you have a secret fear that I'm going to hurt your kids out of irresponsibility?
Maybe deep down.
You do?
Maybe.
This is interesting. Look
well,
at that.
I wonder. Don't you think that might be where it comes from?
Well, yeah, but I wonder why you have that feeling now after all these years.
But you
Haven't I
wouldn't.
proven myself?
I know how much you love the kids, but I guess you're my other half. You're my cool aunt side.
I'm
like
not
when I want to
very
be
cool.
like
I just fell off a
cool.
chair.
But when I want to be cool and like, you're the cool aunt, but with the cool aunt comes a little bit of the, you can try your first beer with me.
No, I would never.
No?
I would never.
Or
not with those kids.
Tell me
No.
your secrets. You don't have to tell mom. Kind of like Aunt Julia was with you.
No,
It's
I
like
wouldn't.
a safe respite for the kids, which is healthy. I like that they have that with you. You're like more of a peer. But I guess maybe deep down it's like, oh, is she gonna teach them bad things or?
Really?
I don't think logically though.
Joelle.
I mean, I'm saying deep seated, unconscious stuff maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But will you?
Will you
Are
know
you gonna
that
smoke with them?
Never. I would never do bad things with those kids. No,
Right,
I'm
right.
against it all.
Okay.
I can't
You are
believe
so
it.
healthy. I know you're like healthier than I am. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Well,
Look at this. I love these outfits. See?
I like this girl's
She's
outfit.
got like a little Mickey Mouse head.
She's
I
got a
think
little
she's
pawpaw.
another Disney podcaster.
Really?
So, yeah. I want to go back and look at all this, and I think they'll keep it up as a video. So we
Now,
can
did
watch it.
anybody out there see Glow? Which is, I love Glow so much. And did
Glow.
anyone get into it? Mark Maron.
Mark Maron, if you guys are podcasters, everybody knows Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at every parent is afraid of their kids. So many
Afraid
horrible
of their kids. That too.
Oh, yeah, the scenarios that could play out. Okay, so you're not. Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Glow! It's one of my favorite shows. I think the dialogue is amazing. It was just such a great character ensemble. I freaking love it. And in fact, they were filming their 3rd season Am I wrong? Was it fourth season? It was third season,
maybe
right?
we need to tell people that you work in the movie business, movie and TV
I
business. Do. Yes. So she knows a lot of the inside scoop here, folks.
But we were at a studio right down the street from my house, and I saw that the Glow production offices were there, and I walked in, and they were starting to get ready for their next season. They had just built the whole wrestling ring in the studio right next door. I was so excited. I tried to talk to whoever I could talk to. They were just setting up, so they were super pre-production mode, but all for naught. They had to stop. So
Weens.
I don't know what's going to happen.
There you are. There's Weeds. Get that arm up.
You guys.
Run.
You guys, look at those. I chose some nice ham hocks. Look at, I chose one knee pad. Now, Skipper, Bob, my good friend over there who's in the corner, I want it to be a little offset. If you notice, I have one patch here and then one knee patch. Ooh.
Go, Weeds, go.
I like it. I'm getting excited.
Did you shave your armpits today? That's what I would like to know.
Why are you looking at my armpits?
Well, they look a little...
My avatar armpits
they
are getting
look a little
excited
dark.
about?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
bet you let them go for a few days, huh? Maybe a week.
Oh, my.
Just to scare people a little bit?
I did that once. Remember my experiment?
Yeah.
I wanted to see what it was like to grow all my hair out everywhere.
Okay, this is how
on
it
the
went.
legs, in the underarms.
She did this I was probably a senior and you were a freshman in high school, probably. And I remember being at the dinner table, the family dinner table, and she was going through her hippie phase. And she was wearing a tank top or something. And she leaned across the table to get
And Joelle screamed.
the salt and pepper. And there was hair under your
Look at how grossed out. She still gets so grossed out. It was an experiment.
But I was like, ew. And I made a big scene. And how did you react? Do you remember that? Was that
Like, oh.
traumatic for you or no?
Well, I just didn't know why it would be so traumatic for you. I just thought there was a scene in, what was it, Kramer versus Kramer? Where the babysitter put her arms up and Drew Barrymore is like, ah! Or it might have been E.T. What was that? Maybe Phil would know.
Not E.T. I don't think
Look
so.
okay, they love Glow. That's awesome. Yeah, Glow was a fantastic... Oh,
I need to watch this then. I need to get into
we got to get into it.
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes when they first started going on the road and they stayed at some motel and there was like a pool scene. And I just remember Mark Maron laying out on a pool, bench, whatever.
Yeah.
And thinking, I wonder if he was embarrassed to get into a bathing suit or if he was in shape or if he if he worked out.
I see him jogging. He lives in Highland Park.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, the place where they shot that, we've shot there before. It's called the Pink Hotel. And it looks pretty much like it did in the show. And there's a lot of famous music videos done at that pool, skateboard videos.
Oh.
But it's in so many movies. I just saw it with Shia LaBeouf's film where he and his father, was it Honey Boy?
Oh.
So it was in that same pool.
Okay.
And it's down in, I think it's Van Nuys or something, a little outside of Burbank.
So is it easier for film crews to go away from the main scene, like Hollywood and all that? Like, is it cheaper to go outside of the area?
It's just, Hollywood's so busy. It just, yes. I mean, overall, it depends, but there are iconic, if you want an iconic Hollywood place, like the Chateau Marmont, or, they charge a fortune. But overall, Hollywood, my experience is that it is always crowded, hard to find parking, and it's busy. So you want to, but you shoot there, you figure it out, and everything's film friendly. They're just really expensive. But once you get outside a little bit, then you have bigger streets and so
it's and you were saying with COVID too that the city is really pushing to get the film industry back up and running because they make a lot of their money from the permits and the whole industry, right?
But the unions are trying to shut it down because it's not safe, like SAG, Screen Actors Guild, and the IATSEs, and who else was it, are trying to stop and say, stop making us work. We don't want to, and people are getting sick. Yeah. So I haven't gone back. I got another call today. What was that for? The Rugrats at Disney? No,
it was it's Alvin and the Chipmunks live action with Andy Samberg
and John Mulaney.
Yeah. And I'm like, go do it. Meet them.
I just said, I go, Joe, should I try to finish school or should I go back to work. I had just said that, and then I get that job call, and she was like, "Go meet Andy Samberg. Tell him about our podcast. Go tell him about Mouse and Weens."
Great mom instincts,
I was like,
right?
"You just told me to finish school. Wait a
Don't
second."
finish school. Go back to work.
Oh my god! Oh, look at its boobies and newbies.
Yay!
Boop,
Hi,
boop,
guys.
boop, 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 boop. Thank you.
Oh, Kelly, she was, we were talking behind the scenes today because Kelly had, I think, one of the first spots this morning doing the live streaming.
Wow, we had to call her, right, to ask technical help. This was not easy to set up.
I know. We love
you,
Josh, but
Josh.
it was
a little difficult.
It hurt our old brains to get all this figured out. But
She
we
did
did.
it.
We did it.
Look at this crazy girl on the screen. I love
know.
that.
I
She's
know.
like the Undertaker.
Yeah. And how does the program know? Because all you do is pick out your outfits, and then the program, this is WWE Raw. It's the video game. It knows what moves to give you. It kind of like creates a character for you, depending on what you choose. So maybe the long black leather trench coat. Trench coat.
Someone got
makes you
excited.
spooky.
She perks up with the word trench coat.
I do. Yeah, I wonder if I should wear this trench coat.
In honor of Larry King. I would.
Yeah.
I don't want to show my armpits. Now you got me self-conscious. So I'm going to reach for it.
Oh boy, here we go.
I just stepped on my own cord.
She's going to fall over again.
Oh,
Watch
wait.
out, folks. Oh, this is a big move. Big move.
I would do this in honor of Larry.
All right, will you do it? I'm really hot. I have a sweater on. Oh boy. Okay, here I go. Wait, let me get my little
Ooh, look at that.
specs.
Lady has flames.
This is what
All
I
right,
looked
now,
like the other
what
day.
is something that I would recommend? A cool little docuseries that I just saw called Love Fraud. Has anyone seen that? And it's about this dirtbag male who is a con man. He cons women out of money. Not even that much money. But what happens in the docuseries, they find a bounty hunter. These women aren't going to take it anymore. And this is a true story. It's a real, I think it's 4-part, it might be 5-part series. And it's on Showtime.
Say
And
the name again.
Love Fraud.
Fraud. Okay.
And it's about this guy, Richard. I wish I knew his name because he's still out there doing it.
Oh no.
I don't want to give it away, but you basically are following. You do look like.
I'm trying.
Oh, I love
I need some suspenders.
They follow him and basically hire a team to go track this guy down. So you're seeing it in real time. The injustice.
That's so crazy. And so
This is like a Dirty John.
yeah, we love these stories because the justice part of it, that's the thing. We got to catch these creepy dudes and put them in their
They
place.
prey upon these just sweet women who are like, I want to be in love.
I know. We talked about this a lot. If anyone's interested in this, go back
Fool
to
Me Twice,
yeah,
Jules Hannaford.
Yeah, Phil's reading our mind. We did an interview with Jules Hannaford, and she wrote a book and did a podcast about it, Fool Me Twice, where she did some online dating, and this guy completely destroyed her. You have to listen because I don't want to give it away, but yeah, very interesting. Okay, Weens, we are watching you. You are now in the ring.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, there's 8 of you in there, it looks like.
Really?
You're picking up somebody in
Ooh,
black,
yeah.
and you just slammed her. That might have been the Disney friend.
That's called the knee crunch.
Is that it? I don't know anything about
I don't
wrestling.
know. This is called the tickle my finger. Look at this one. You didn't see it.
Oh, you flipped her over your back. You're
I
standing
like
there.
someone has Christmas colors.
I think you're going to. I think you're going to win this.
I
You're
just
looking
hit
really
someone's
strong.
Twinkie. I'm sorry about that. It looked like I just did a.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
I
been
guess.
Twinkie punched before?
Probably by you. You know?
Can I talk about you used to punch me in the boobies when they were just starting to grow, and it hurt like a mother.
You know where to
because the little nerve endings were all, and the tissue was
I
all
did not
new.
like them.
Yeah, you punched me there, and you
I was
knew it.
jealous.
You would aim for them, and I had one bigger than the other, so it was like a little bag, a little punching bag. Boop, 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 just on one side. Just kidding. But it was so sad. It hurt, and
I'm sorry.
I
Now,
would
why
yell.
would I punch a boob?
Yeah, why are you going for it? And you
I
would
don't know,
just
but I got someone in the
smirk.
corner. Look at that.
Oh, you're lifting the girl in the blue vest. I think
Oh, someone just hit me, though.
I should have studied my characters better. I don't know who this
I almost
is.
said they're going to George Foreman me. But that is a guy who was a
Like
boxer,
grill
George
you?
Foreman.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm imagining the air fryer or the grill. that
The
they would
grill.
just
He's going to turn me into a...
press you.
What's that pressed one? Pressed ham?
Pressed wiener.
Baguette.
Tell everybody why you are named Weens.
Beignet. Beignet? What's the frickin' sandwich that you push together?
Oh,
What's it, guys? Where you crunch a sandwich, it's called a poquoa. Why? Lord help my brain. This is also what's happening in COVID. I blame the disease of COVID.
Yes. This is a lot like mommy brain.
Panini. Thank you, Phil.
Panini.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Excuse my French. If anyone likes Christ, I understand. I'm just going to tell you.
Weens, you're laid out. You're laying on your back, much like Mark Maron by the pool. Okay,
Much
you're
like,
up.
It's been a while. Okay. No, that's not funny.
Wait, we were going to talk
Oh,
about...
the Christmas one's hitting me.
Oh.
Now that I'll take. I like a little Santa spanking.
What is happening?
I don't know.
She has been
I got excited.
Hold up for too long.
Hold
you
up for
guys.
too long. Ah, watch this.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Okay, what is this from?
Oh.
Ho, ho,
Oh.
ho.
Oh, should we pose this to our listeners?
Sure.
All right. Movie trivia time.
Movie trivia.
Who says ho, ho, ho
Okay.
in that
Anyone?
tenor? Oh, you just slammed the Christmas elf.
Oh, I'm sorry there, Christmas, but not so sorry. I'm going to punch your left boob. I hate when one boob is bigger than the other. I'll slam it.
Oh, you just threw her out of the ring. You threw her out of the ring.
How's that?
She's out, and your arms are out. You're airing
Look at
out those
this.
pits.
Cocky.
Oh, and now
Hey!
the blue vest is coming in. She
That
whacked
whippoorwill
you.
got me. Okay, what's that? Whippoorwill. Whippoorwill. Look up here.
Oh, I know that one.
Do you?
Okay.
All right.
These are family favorites.
All
All right, you're laid out. Nice twink shot. You're right in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
Legs
someone,
spread.
she killed me.
No, you're up.
Oh, wait, I'm coming back.
You're up.
Watch
You're
it, folks.
Would you ever wrestle if you had the opportunity?
Yeah.
Really? Now,
After seeing Glow.
this reminds me about your commercial you did.
Oh, yeah, I was in a, look it up, folks, Sega video game commercial. I played the lead Sega lady, and I wore stiletto heel. I wore an outfit much like this lady, which is me, myself. But, and I had to jump around in a mosh pit as the lead Sega video game. It was called Fighting Vipers. If you guys remember that from like 90s.
Ooh,
5 or
look,
6.
you're about to throw this lady
I'm about
over.
to throw someone.
She's hanging on to the top rope. She's hanging on. You've
Oh,
got
I
her-
like it. I'm
you're
pumping.
hoisting.
I'm
oh,
hoisting.
Someone's helping you.
Oh,
Hoist.
thank you.
Hoist. She's up. She's
I
hanging
hate
on.
turquoise.
She's got purple hair, a blue vest. Oh, she just whacked
Oh,
the other friend.
no.
She whacked you.
Right in the kisser.
She is not coming down. All right,
She
so
is
your
angry.
Sega video game, you were an actress. So you would
I
pick-
was the lead Sega video game, and I happened to have a septum piercing at the time, and I put a safety pin through it, which was my idea, to put one of those big safety pins.
like a big baby diaper one.
Yeah, like a baby diaper. I don't know why. I just was trying to be like extra punky because they wanted a punky character.
Yeah.
And then they ended up, the avatar that goes, Sega, has a safety pin in his nose, and that's what they kept for a long time.
That's you.
Set a little trend, folks.
Okay, it's down to you and blue vest.
Blue,
And
turquoise.
you just went down. She just roundhouse kicked you. You're out.
Why?
Oh, she's pulling you back up by the hand.
Here we go, you guys.
Come
This
on,
is
Weens.
exciting. Come
Come
on,
back.
Weens.
You're going to win this.
Everybody vote for the Wii.
All right. She's pulling you around. She's turning you
I'm
around.
looking tired. Look.
You're putting your long armpits on the rope. Oh, she just threw you out. Oh, no. Mare Bear is the winner. You are done for. Weens, you made it to the
man.
very
You
end.
know,
Congratulations.
I was so close. There. Uh-oh.
Wow. These
I
are
do
the-
like, look at the leg patch. Says Mouse and Weens, guys.
Yeah. Oh, man. We both got knocked out.
Baby shark.
Round one and round two. Dang.
Oh, look at Purple. Got it.
It was all that smack talking I was doing on social media. I
Oh my
threw some
gosh.
graphics up.
Wow.
Sorry. Well, we love other podcasters, so I'm happy if they win. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Just fine.
Congratulations.
Fine.
We all support each other's
Yeah.
boobies. Boobies. Yay.
Oh.
Well, that's good. I wonder, have you ever felt really disappointed, like when you didn't, where have you felt the most failure in your life? Okay, have you ever been suicidal?
Wow. No, I really haven't. And, but my heart goes out to people who have felt that way because I can't imagine that kind of low. But no, I haven't felt it. How about you? Have you had moments?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have different brains.
Yeah.
I think mine squirts less juice. Squirts less serotonin.
Well, now, what do you think that attributed to that? Was it a high and a low kind of thing? Is it seriously just chemical? Was it lifestyle?
We talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
And you said And I've asked you, I said, what is wrong? Why do we have different brains? How did we come from the same? Because you and Mom are pretty like, dip, boop, boo. All I need is a checklist.
I know.
No, it's good. It doesn't make you.
I hate myself when I get that
stop.
way. I can see it from what other people see, that I'm just
Just
Pollyanna.
don't punch your boobs.
I don't like being so Pollyanna, but it really is built in. I don't know.
Yeah. So I might be a little more on the, how's my breath?
It's good.
Really?
You're good. Yeah. You're good.
My dad's side of the family, I think they have a little more of the addiction, depression, a little more running in the vein, would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. We
had some agoraphobia in the family on that side, and some alcohol. Grandpa passed from alcoholism and things like that. So
addictive behaviors and different, permutations of mental illness, probably.
Yes.
So.
And I've talked to a few people during this time that are not doing so well with alienation, with, I don't,
It's hard.
Trying
it's
not
really...
to drink. I can't imagine.
Yeah. And then, having to cope, all the coping mechanisms. Now, what would you say is something that lifts you up, that can get you out of the doldrums? What are things that you've tried that help, or is it something that kind of you have to ride out and you can't really help it too much?
I think the hard thing is when you get in that trap of not feeling like leaving your house, because I tend to get an isolating mood when I get sad, so I don't want anyone else to rub off on anyone. So then I don't want to, it's reaching out, picking up the phone, calling friends. I feel like it's friends, people that you like, and getting out of the house, going outside. And for me, it's interaction with other humans. It's hard. I could do it by myself. I can go hiking. But there's something about just sharing in a conversation with someone you like, or, a phone call, and something about that just gets me out of my own head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're reaching out, and especially if you can help someone else, that's where I, sometimes I'll think about me too much and what am I doing? So if you could be available for someone else.
That's right. Yeah, I agree.
Then it gets me out of my own head.
And we talk about a lot of sociology things and caveman theory, and the fact that we are social animals and we do need our pack at some level, right? So maybe reaching out. I'm going to put our phone number up again. If anyone does want to call us, honestly, for real, we will pick up and talk to you. And
I'm a super available person if someone needs to just talk, and I like to be there if someone's feeling low also. And it makes me feel better to be available for anyone who's feeling funky. And I really will take, phone calls and talk to them.
Yeah. So it's 858-206-8746. If you'd like to talk to us, real live, just friends, we'll just kind of, help talk it through or pick you up. And then definitely check out the Suicide Lifeline crisis text lines, Suicide Lifeline 800-273-8255, and crisis text line 741-741. And these are great resources. I used to work for a crisis hotline. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think you told me
Back
briefly.
in the day.
So what would happen?
It was just a lot of people calling in, and I would refer them to the proper channels of, more help, because I wasn't a professional, but I was just an available person to talk. And it was eye-opening. I really enjoyed.
How many people would call? Did it?
It wasn't that often, and I only had a few shifts a week, but there were a few. And it was, important. It felt important to talk to them. And
you're a good listener. Do you feel like you would ever be good as a therapist, or?
I wonder. I think my patience has run thinner and thinner the older I've gotten and the more kids I've had. So,
She's like a rabbit. She keeps popping them out.
I don't know. Maybe once the kids are out of the house and I kind of can breathe a little bit.
Well, you put I think this could be the difference between you and I too. When you have,
I'm so hot.
We're gonna honor Larry King
yeah, we love you.
another time. We love you, Larry. But if you have kids, you're gonna put a lot of energy into your children. That's your center focus. I would imagine it might be hard to have kids and then be helping a ton of other people too, right?
Yeah. And
Am I right in that? I don't know.
I volunteer a lot, but I did get kind of burned out because I really maybe overdid it with working in the garden at the school, at the kids' elementary school. I run the little garden program there, and it got real big and it was a lot. So, we have 800 kids at that school. So they were all coming through 4 times a year, getting science lessons and planting stuff. And it was really cool, but it was a lot. And so COVID came, and it was kind of nice because I was getting really burnt out.
Yeah. So it stops. And that was something that with the suicide rate in Japan, a lot of it was, Japan is, I think, number 6 country of being like one of the richest, and also high suicide rate and productivity, where to stop and be forced to stay home was positive in the beginning. And there's something to be said for that. Because
everyone needed a break.
Can I get into my sociology, guys?
Yeah.
Speaking of Reagan and his crazy okay, I know some people like Reagan. Fine. But there was the crazy time of capitalism. Everything started with let's make this a country built on capitalism. We started working like crazy, and we work all the time. And
it's a lot.
Now a lot of the, anti-anxiety medication and big pharma, can I tell you? I'm sorry. I'm not going to go on a rant, except that there's a lot of overproductive Americans that need to take a break. Mm-hmm. And also, if we could figure out a way, I'm not going to say anything more.
Why?
I'm going on a tangent.
No, I like it.
I'm preaching.
Though. No, it's good. Now, how do you feel about mood altering medications and, chemically balancing medications?
I just told you I was not a fan of them until recently. I started taking a tiny bit of Lexapro in this past week and a half.
Yeah.
At the urging of the therapist. I just said, it was after Christmas. I got so sad.
I think post-holiday blues are totally real and play into anything that you're predisposed with. And
this freaking COVID and just being
going back
alone a lot and not having and having time off with no purpose, no school, no,
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm so proud of you that you are going to school, though. I think that's a great purposeful thing that you're doing with this time. But yeah, during that break, it probably felt like you're idling a lot. But the Lexapro has boosted your mood, do you feel like? Is that like
I only have taken a tiny. What I've done in the past is I will sometimes get the blues and not quite know how to get out of it. I do have a lot of tools now to get out of it, but it's just rough right now. So then I end up going to the doctor. I've done this a few times, and I've said, I think I need to go on antidepressants, and then I'll get some, and then I won't take them because I just want to get through it on my own. Mm-hmm. And, so Phil is saying he did anti-anxiety meds. It was a big help for me once I got on them. Game changer. Yeah. So I think, and that's what I talked to my therapist about, is because I've been resisting it for 3 years. And I said, do you think that I have depression or what is this? And she said, I think you might kind of ride low. Like some people just ride a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. So I have to do it reverse. Like I don't wake up and just go, woo. I have to wake up and go, what am I grateful for? So that's why I have gratitude lists. And I say, I'm very happy to have a house, to have, friends and family, to have, so, but in times where like this, I haven't done this in, I think the last time I took Prozac briefly for 6 months was 5 years ago. I was working on that show All the Way with Bryan Cranston where he played LBJ. And it was a period where it was just low, and I tried Prozac for a little bit for about 6 months. And it lifted me, but it also, I felt like I was just kind of
going like me,
like kind of having too much fun. It was weird. I was like, I remember jumping in the lake and swimming, and I was kind of supposed to be working. I was like, yeah, this is great. So maybe it took the edge off.
You're a little too high. Don't get high on your own.
But anti-anxiety, I think I was taking anti-anxiety on top of, it was just too much.
A little mixture.
Yeah. And I said, how can I do, I always want to figure out how to do it on my own. How can I do it? More sunshine, more exercise, but
healthy foods, vitamins, B vitamins, all the.
But sometimes I think, and I've talked to other people, it's just, sometimes I think it's a chemical thing. And if you could, I'm not a doctor. She's not a doctor.
Yeah,
Let's
neither
make
of us are
that clear.
doctors. If you are feeling like you
This
need
is-
to talk to someone, do reach out.
Mental health hotline,
Yeah, and find therapists, and consider that you find a psychiatrist and a psychologist maybe that can prescribe meds, but who can also talk to you. Talk therapy plus medical therapy. We had a podcast with a artist who dealt with real different mental illness, and he had a lot to say. So you could look that one up. It's called Craig Abel Champion, and that was an interesting episode too.
And I like that people are talking about this because it's
Normalize.
Phil and then C Gaming Podcast. So anti-anxiety meds have been a huge help. Not for everyone, obviously. Yes. And I had a friend who was an architect in New York. She's a good friend, and she was calling me 3 a.m. my time and could barely breathe. Was going, and it was because they put her in a higher level position at her architect firm, I guess you call it. And she wasn't good managing people. She hated it, and she was having panic attacks. And I just said, go talk to a doctor, and they put her on anti-anxiety meds. And she said it was a world of difference, and it got her through that time. She figured out how to change her life, like what Phil's saying. He goes outside, meditates, sleep better.
Yeah.
So then the meds help to get. Yeah. So sometimes she said it just took the edge off. She goes, I couldn't get out of my head, which was it was just looping and creating so much angst that she couldn't even figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes the edge off. My sister is giving me the hairy wrist sign.
I pointed at my fake watch because we are out of time, you guys, but that flew by. We had so much fun. Thank you, Victims and Villains, for hosting this. I'm Joelle. I'm Mouse. This is Julianne Weens. We're Mouse and Weens. We hope you look us up. And do seek us out if you would like a friend to talk to. We put our phone number in there, 858-206-8746. And please do find the hotlines that can help you and the proper therapy and and resources that you might need. And we love you, and you matter, and
yeah, thank you. I'm
life
just so
will
happy
be
to
good again.
And thanks everybody for showing up. It's been so nice
I
to
know.
see all the chats and everything. Thank you, Phil, and thank you,
Yep.
C Gaming Podcast.
All right.
And wait,
see
who
you
are some
guys-
other people? I want to thank everybody. I know we
I
have to
know,
get off.
everybody's
Victims and
here.
Villains. All right. And
We're gonna
our
get the big hook.
gardening lady. Okay, we got to go.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Up next is Sean Davis. So enjoy your next chunk of hours, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Let's see if sing us out, Weens, if we can get out of here.
Can I just sing like this? I like to do some Methyl Merman.